Hi, welcome to 4 Minutes of Film with me, Rhianna. 4 films this week: Oculus, Devil's Knot, Belle and the Young and Prodigal t.s.spivet. 3 out of 4 of these films made me cry. It's been a cathartic week. Let's start with Devil's Knot. This is based on the true story of 3 teenagers who are accused of murdering 3 young boys in West Memphis in 1993, and Colin Firth plays an investigator who believes that there's more to their story.
Damien Eccles, Jason Baldwin, and Jesse Miss Kelly will be charged in the murders of the 3 boys we found last month in the Robin Hood Woods.
This is a really odd film that hasn't gone down particularly well anywhere. I think that's because there have been some really fantastically well-received documentaries about it, and so this dramatisation doesn't seem necessary. I love that the audience are placed in the position of the jury, so we're presented with all this evidence, alternative suspects, the overwhelming incompetence of the police, and there are some really recognisable faces in it: Colin Firth, Reese Witherspoon and plenty of others, but they're just not there long enough for it to really warrant their presence in the first place, and it doesn't really go anywhere. So 3 stars for The Devil's Knot. Next up, it's Oculus. This centres around a mirror which has the ability to possess people and make them do terrible things. So years after it's torn her family apart, Kaylee, who's played by Doctor Who's Karen Gillan, tries to destroy the mirror.
I hope this still hurts.
I really liked how Oculus took an opposite approach to all these horror conventions. So Kaylee knew exactly what she was facing. She was super prepared for every eventuality, as opposed to the unknown supernatural. Kaylee herself wasn't a particularly well thought out character. There were too many inconsistencies in her. Although Karen Gillan played her really well, you kept expecting her to break out into a Scottish accent, but that's just my expectation, I suppose. There were some really nice, simple effects, but it just wasn't as frightening as I was expecting it to be. So 3 stars for Oculus. And next up, it's the Young and Prodigal t.s.spivet. A 10-year-old child prodigy runs away from home and a recent family tragedy to give a speech at the Smithsonian Institute after designing an award-winning incredible invention.
What, you expect me to believe that you invented it?
Not really. I didn't invent anything. I just transposed the principle of an electron gravitating around the nucleus. But as you know, to simulate its perpetual motion would require the creation of a negative entropy, which is simply not possible. You must agree, right?
This is a really quirky film and I loved that. You could see how it would be a fantastic book, even if you've never read it. T.s.spivet is a very pretentious child, but it almost doesn't matter. He grows on you. He's a prodigy. He's supposed to be. His cross-America journey gets a little bit long at times, but the crux of the film is totally worth waiting for. And I was really impressed by Helena Bonham Carter, who plays his distracted mother, because she's eccentric, but in a normal way, not in a Tim Burton way. So 4 stars for T.s.spivet. Take your tissues. And finally, it's Belle. This is based on a true story set in the 1700s of a girl from dual heritage background who is brought up in a white family against all social conventions, and her story is tangled up with a landmark court case about slavery. This is her meeting company for the very first time.
She really is
a lady.
capital. I have no idea she would be so black.
Did you not listen to the rumours when you were spreading them, Mama?
May I present the second of my 2 nieces, Miss Dido Lindsay.
A pleasure, Miss Lindsay.
This is a fascinating story and it hasn't really been done before. It looks at the family Belle grows up with, and they are really decent people, but they also uphold these expectations, such as not letting her eat with them when visitors are present. As soon as she's left some money, she becomes a viable, marriageable prospect. So far, so typical period drama, but I really loved that it interweaved this political storyline in with it as well. The only thing that really annoyed me was that Belle has these big, beautiful brown eyes which just fill up with tears in every single scene she's in. There are other emotions for women to have. But 4 stars for Belle. Next week, the big film I'll be reviewing is The Fault in Our Stars, and I cannot wait to tell you all about it. So click here to subscribe and catch that then.